Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and today I've got a month in review of the diamond paintings that I worked on in this past month. This is going to be a recap of the ones that I've completed, as well as my works in progress going into December. I'm going to share my thoughts in kind of a snapshot form, which if you're interested, I have done month in reviews on my channel for a few years now. So if you want just quick looks at various diamond paintings that I've worked on over the years, I'll have that playlist linked below and you can take a look, maybe get some ideas for some different shops to shop from, which this month you're gonna see kits from 3, technically 4 different shops, and I have lots of thoughts. So let me be completely honest with you. This might be one of my least favorite months in terms of the diamond paintings that I completed and worked on so far this year, which I guess isn't terrible given that we're almost at the end of the year, but I kind of just feel meh about my finishes. And I'm going to try to strike that magic balance between being a huge Debbie Downer and just being honest about this is what my experience was like of working on these kits, and also acknowledging when what I'm talking about is subjective, which is going to be some of this, and when some of it I feel like is maybe a little bit more objective, and I really want to make sure that you guys are aware of before you decide whether or not you're going to do shopping from the companies you see today. So, but please take it all with a grain of salt. Think through always what are your priorities when it comes to diamond painting. What are your must-haves? What are your deal breakers? What's your budget? Like, take all those things into account and just use my input as a little bit of information to maybe help. So I've got 2 completed diamond paintings to share with you today from November, and I have 2 whips to share with you, one of which I'm a little bit sheepish about because I have just not worked on it in a couple of months, and so I'm really behind, but it is what it is. But yeah, it feels like it was kind of a slower month, but there's reasons why, and it has to do with the kits that I worked on, and I'll explain. It'll be fine. And I had 22 videos go up on YouTube, a couple of which I had a lot of fun doing, so check those out if you're interested. I did a live stream with my friend Lindsay from Emeralds and Fairy Lights to count down to a big Black Friday release from Diamond Art Club. That was so much fun. It always has my brain going on, like, I'd love to do more lives here on my channel, but the practicality always gets me. But thank you so much if you joined us for that. It was a lot of fun, and I don't know, maybe I'll do one again soon. But it was a busy month. Black Friday week is always a little hectic, though a lot of my sneak peeks from Diamond Art Club were late. You're going to see those first look videos trickle in. I actually just got one of those kits delivered today. So over the next couple of weeks as those come in, you'll see some more unboxings from those. But yeah, let's go ahead and dive into the kits that I finished this month, starting with Cozy Reading from ArtDot and the artist Simone Grünewald. I have my diamond painting logbook here. This is where I track diamond paintings. Once I actually start working on them, I write down things like pros, cons, like what I loved and didn't love. I write down my stats and stuff. So this one I actually started, like, I think I kitted it up on November 1st. So it was truly like a start and finish just in this month. 47.5 by 70 centimeters, 40 color square drills. I finished it in about a week. My 232nd finish overall, 33rd this year. I'm feeling like my number of finishes for 2025 is going to trend a little bit lower compared to some past years. We'll see how December goes, but there's a variety of reasons for that, including really slowing down due to a shoulder injury, working on some larger kits, and it's really okay. It's not about the numbers, but it's just interesting to compare trends year over year. I started this year ranking my kits in terms of confetti and enjoyment, as well as my drill count, and I'm going to try to actually remember to give you guys my updated year-to-date drill count, because I always forget in these videos. I get to the end and I'm like, oh yeah, I just forgot. After I show you my second finish, I'm gonna make sure I mention it. Confetti-wise, I gave this a 5 out of 10. It wasn't bad at all. Enjoyment-wise, I gave it a 4 out of 10. There were things I liked about it, but there was one particular thing that really killed my enjoyment of this kit. 47,700 drills in this kit in total. Loved, meh. We're going to talk about all of it. FYI, this was sent to me to unbox on my channel by ArtDot. They did not ask me or even suggest to me to work on it, but I was eager to do so because I had not completed a kit from this company before. I really, really wanted to give them a try. Historically, when I'm trying out a new to me company, I actually prefer to work on a kit from them with round diamonds because rounds are often less fussy. But in this case, I decided to work on this one even though it's square drills because they had told me when they sent me this kit that it featured an updated, tightened square drill grid based on feedback. The feedback they had gotten from the first run of these kits was that there was too much gapping. And out of curiosity, I went back and looked at some different reviews and pictures that some other diamond painters had done. Diamond Paintings with Laura. I took a look at her post review of the first version of this kit. The gapping was pretty atrocious. I am not going to dress it up. It was not good. It was not a good look. And comparing this one to the first run, it is an improvement, but my gosh, there is still room for more improvement. In the busyness of Black Friday season, and I was sick for a good portion of November that really just killed my ability to get a lot of things done. I felt very behind on a lot. I haven't actually sent ArtDot my detailed feedback with pictures and whatnot, so I haven't been able to get that feedback to them and then hear back from them to see like, okay, are they receptive to it? Are they going to maybe potentially further tighten this up? I've seen some other crafters work on the second run of these kits with a slightly tighter drill grid, and I'm hoping that if multiple of us are going to them and saying, hey, there's still gapping, that they're going to take that into account. I'm going to show you up close because I think you can see it even from your 2.5, 3 feet away maybe. But when you get up close, you can really see, in my opinion, you can really see the gapping. I decided not to try to like break my back making this look like really evenly spaced because it would have taken me forever. What I really had to do was basically, even though I could have hypothetically used my 12 placer to place, 12 in a row, there was a lot of color blocking in several parts of this kit. I really had to only place like 5 or 6 in a row at a time because otherwise you really would see the gapping. They were too bunched up and too close together. So you can really see where some of that gapping is down here. Now my placement could be better, but please trust when I say like, there is gapping. It visibly, both those words, it looks like an improvement from the first run, but I would like to see them improve this further, quite honestly. So that was honestly my only beef with this kit. And so I'm hoping that they're going to be receptive to improving that. But look, I feel like this is completely salvageable because a few different things that I actually really loved about this kit that are really big deals to me too. For one, I thought they did a great job with the rendering of this kit. When I talk about rendering and charting, what I'm referring to is how the original artwork, which is this, is translated to diamond painting form. And I really enjoyed how they did that. I feel like it has so much detail, but also depth to it, like the textures, even with like the wood grain in the ceiling and in the floor, and the books and like the color blending. I liked the color blocking in here. And I thought they actually did a very nice job, in my opinion, of rendering her face. Faces are hard, you guys. Some companies knock it out of the park, others struggle. There's a whole host of in between. I thought the ArtDot did a really, really nice job, especially for this size point. Overall, I just personally think they did a great job with the rendering on this. The glue was great. The canvas material was really nice. I actually kind of like that they have the scalloped edges on these. It just looks, it's a nice little finished effect. The drill quality was really good. The one color that did not have gapping issues was also kind of trash prone, and it was this white color. Is that 3865, I think? No, it wasn't. what color was that? I don't know what DMC that was off the top of my head. I have to go back and look, pull out the drills, which I don't have handy. But this one, they were just like a little bit big. So that could be an issue if they did tighten up the drill field, but the rest of the drills were great. I thought the special drill placement was nice. You know, there was this lighter yellowish green color that you could see the AB like in the blankets where the light is hitting it. It makes sense. It's the same in these plant leaves. I thought it looked really nice, and it was in places that made sense. And there was a slightly darker green AB that was just a little bit of it in some spots in the blankets and plant leaves. So I thought that was really nice. I did run into, there were I think 3 symbols that the background color was correct, the drill color was correct. They just hadn't updated the color of the like front facing symbol itself. So if it was on the sticker, it might be like a red letter D on a brown background, but on the canvas is a white letter D on a brown background. Now, there wasn't any doubling up of like, you know, multiple symbols that were similar to each other or anything. So it wasn't a big deal, but I still am going to share that feedback with them because I figure that's just a matter of updating a file or something. That seems like a really easy fix. So enough of the basics and foundational stuff with ArtDot is solid that between that and the fact that I really love the rendering of these pieces, the ones that I've seen completed so far, this one, and otherwise the experience of working on it, besides the gapping, I'm feeling optimistic and I would spend my money at this company personally if they fix the gapping on these square drill kits. In the meantime, I'm going to stick probably to their round drill kits because those I haven't heard any issues on and they look really good, and it's going to have all the other same things going for it in terms of the canvas glue, symbols, price point, you know, all these different things. So those are my thoughts on this one. I guess I didn't rank it higher in terms of enjoyment because of the gapping, and also just because I did get a little bored of the color palette. That's a subjective thing. The objective thing, when I was talking about objective things versus subjective, objectively, I think they need to fix the gapping. I don't know people that are going to like the gapping in general. Color palettes, what you like to work on is subjective. So personally, the color palette I did get a little bit bored of, but it was a small enough kit. There was so much color blocking. This kit went fast. So, you know, that's that. That's Cozy Reading by Simone Grünewald. And that was my first finish for the month. Okay. Next up, this, it's like, do I just go ahead and say it up front? I guess so, because it's not like I'm going to be able to disguise it. This might be one of my least favorite diamond paintings that I've ever worked on and completed, which just makes me sad. So sad. I'm going to try to find good things to say about it just because I like some semblance of balance. And also because personally, I just cannot stand the idea that I wasted 2 weeks of my life on this project. So I'm like, I have to find things that I actually liked about it. Otherwise, I'm just going to be really upset. So, but let's be real. This one is called Garden. It's by Mahu Shoujo. So sorry if I'm butchering that. The shop is Carrot Art, which is a shop I've completed one kit from before. I think in 2022. It might have been 2023. Called something magic. Hello Cat, are you going to come in frame? No. Okay, cool. By Ophelie Honey. Gorgeous, dreamy artwork. I had some of the same issues. This was worse. We'll get there. 55 by 72 centimeters, 67 colors, square drills. Started this on the 12th, finished it on the 23rd. Ranked this one a 9 out of 10 for confetti and a 2 out of 10 as far as enjoyment goes. Let's talk about it. So, Garden. What did I love? I love this original artwork. I fell in love with this original artwork. I bought it pretty quickly after it released at Carrot Art because I saw the original artwork. I thought it was so moving, so beautiful. Here's the original artwork. And the color palette looks like it's right up my alley. This beautiful like night rainbow or moonbow here I thought was beautiful. There's something that's just very emotional about like how melancholic she is, but it's also very sweet. And I was just very drawn to this artwork. And so I picked it up right away. But I've been meaning to work on it for a couple of years now. It's one of those ones that I think I put on my list of kits to work on in 2025. And I would regularly include it within a batch of kits that I put up for a vote in my Patreon for them to help me decide what kit to work on next. And this finally got picked this month. And as soon as I started on it, I started in this corner down here. My heart sank because even from a distance, which let me give you the context that rendering like this, diamond paintings like this, there's something about when you put it through a camera lens that it just pulls things together and it makes it look 100 times better to you guys looking at it on a video in digital form than it looks in person. And I am going to try to still show you some of the issues here in spite of that. But in part, I'm going to have to ask you to take my word for it that this is an issue I regularly run into. Try it sometime if you have a kit that is super confetti heavy, super soft render, obviously computer charted. Take a picture of it and you'll be like, wait, this looks so much better as a picture than it does in person. So anyway, I started this section with these flowers down here, and you guys, I was like, what's happening with the colors here? There's no definition at all. And I think this is one of the worst culprits in the whole thing, as far as there's absolutely no definition up close, and it doesn't even come together far away. It doesn't seem to make sense to me. In my opinion, the ABs are randomly charted in this kit. They don't totally make sense for the most part. And there's just so many colors. There's so many colors. Whenever there's a line, like an outline, this is a million different colors. It's not cleaned up at all. I don't know if there's too few colors, too many colors, or if it's just... something just fell over. Or if it's just nothing was going to save it except a human being touching this kit. And maybe someone did, but whether this was a pure computer charting or there was someone that was going in and doing touch-ups, I didn't like their touch-ups. And I think they should have done more. Or in different areas. That's subjective. I will own that. But this kit was pure confetti and lacked details, in my opinion, that it really, really, really needed. There were some really, in my opinion, kind of egregious areas. I double, triple, quadruple checked my symbols, my drills, my DMC code for this part up here because I was convinced that I'd gotten the color wrong, because it was like, okay, the blending is at least working a little bit here. This is where that moon bow is. In the original artwork, it doesn't seem to really... I guess if you squint, you see it a little bit. You see the purple here and you see some of the other colors here. Mostly it's just not there. But then the transition to this speckling of this dark color here, I just thought it looks wrong. It looks really wrong. It just looks so pixelated, and it took forever. It took forever because every single section, with the exception of a couple, there was a little bit of color blocking in here, interspersed with some AB confetti, which I don't know about this AB. I guess it works. You could say it's the night sky. In the original artwork, there are no stars there. It's just a flat color, but there's some ABs in there in the charting, which, okay. And it was pure confetti. And I just knowing that it wasn't turning out in a way that I liked or I thought did the original artwork justice made this painful to work on. I mentioned in the last whip and chat that I did where I was working on this kit, I said I am powering through this kit on spite and stubbornness. And it is the actual opposite of what I would recommend to anyone else. If anyone else described the feelings to me that I was having working on this kit, I would say, girl, put that aside and work on something else that you love, because you are going to get so burned out on this craft. You're going to hate it. Please, for the love, throw that kit away, or at the very least put it to the side. And I did not do that. Thankfully, it did not burn me out on diamond painting. I wanted it done. I thought if I put this up, I am never going to come back to it, and I want to finish it before the end of the year. I hate having like loose ends, like anything left hanging. I want this done. And I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. But yeah, I also think the colors are so vibrant in the original artwork. This reminded me of a kit that I worked on back in, I think 2020, maybe 2021, from a company that shut down. It was the kit Diana by Maria Abanyal. It was from Treasure Studios Art. Similarly, have these very vibrant colors, like bright pinks, bright purples, and it similarly in diamond painting form from that shop was so dull and muted. And I kind of feel like there's parts of this that they got some of those bright colors, but really a lot of it is just, it is more dull. And that makes me really sad because like there's just such really beautiful, vibrant colors in this. I just noticed there's like these water drops and details on the flowers in the original artwork in various spots, and that's non-existent. You don't see it. You see a little bubble down here. There's a little ring. But no, that like just those details, they don't exist. And I personally feel like at this size point, some of those details absolutely could be here without like a huge amount of fuss. I also know that those bright, vibrant colors do exist in the DMC because Diamond Art Club has been releasing. They now have Maria Abanyal and have these really bright, vibrant colors, and they're actually like matching the artwork better. So I feel like I am being the world's harshest critic about this kit, but I'm so disappointed. I think that that's where it's coming from, is I wanted this kit to work. I'm like, Tyra, like we were all rooting for you. Like I wanted this kit to be a good experience, and I hated it. And I don't say that about a lot of kits, and it makes me so sad. I like that there were some of the ABs happened to end up in her tier. Like, okay, that makes sense. That was a nice touch. And like, don't even get me started on her skin tone rendering. She looks sunburned, patchy sunburn. There's so much about this that is just classic, in my opinion, allegedly just a pure computer charting. But I don't know. There's these like light blues over here. There's no blues in like this wall or this thing over here. But there's so many shades of like blue and hot pink. I don't know. I'm just bummed. This was a real disappointment, you guys. Really, really disappointing. The flower crown, I feel like that turned out okay, actually. Did someone go in and if they hand touched up something, it was that flower crown. There's some special drills in there. That looks nice. You guys, I'm sad. I wanted this to be better. What kills me is that I was all set to buy another kit from this company because they signed an artist that does these amazing dragons that I love. They have one piece from this artist so far. The artist is Elvia Alcedo, and I saw they had a piece from her, and that was one of my motivations to work on this kit, because I was like, okay, let me work on another carrot art piece. It's been a while. I want to do a square drill kit from them, see what I think before I spend any money, because you guys, they're expensive and they're international if you live in the US, and so shipping is really expensive. And the experience of working on this kit made me not order from them. Like, as much as I want to support that artist and get that kit, there's no way. There's just no way. I couldn't do it. So yeah, that's the Debbie Downer part of this episode, but just the reality of like, this feels like 2 weeks wasted of November, but it's done. So anyway, if you like computer charting, go check out what they have. If you like lots of confetti, go check out what they have. They have some beautiful licensed artwork, and you've got that. Now, I'm not going to forget drill count update, which I always forget. Not this month. Month of November, I placed 109,344 diamonds. I do these drill counts based on kits that I've completed that month. So even though I have whips and I've placed other diamonds in November, I only count once I've completed a project, that I just grab the drill count for that whole project and include it in my total. So over 100,000 diamonds placed in November. My total up to November, so through October, was 1,438,380 diamonds. So my total year to date for the first 11 months of 2025 diamonds placed is 1,547,724 diamonds placed, which breaks my goal by quite a bit of wanting to place 1 million diamonds in 2025. But I didn't really know because I haven't tracked diamonds, how many drills I placed until this year. So I didn't know like what kind of goal to set for myself. So we'll see what we do for 2026. So that's where we're at with that. Let's talk about my whips. I'm going to start with the embarrassing one first and then end with the one that is actually very, very happy. Why is this embarrassing? Because this is my temperature project for the year and I still have not updated it. We are missing October and November. I'll tell you what, I have not had the best mental health days the past few days, and I just didn't feel like updating this. And the month of November up till this point was too busy for me to really want to reach for it anyway. I'm not enjoying this kit as much as I was hoping to, which is what it is. But I am going to finish it for this year, and my goal is to finish it and have it to share with you when I do my big year in review video for 2025. You know, there's a lot that this kit has going for it. I love the special drills that I chose. I am much happier with the materials that I chose and the color ranges that I chose. I don't know if it's like picking the different like pixel elements and trying to figure out like what fits there and stuff. I'm not sure, but there's just something that makes me not as excited to work on this one. And there's a possibility. At this point, I'm strongly considering not doing a temperature project for 2026 and just taking the year off. But I don't know. I have an amazing kit that Diamond Art Studio UK sent me that's like a kind of pre-charted and partly done for you like setup of a temperature project. Incredible quality, amazing product and setup. I just don't know if I'm in the mood to do that one. So if you've heard me talk about like not being sure what temperature projects I want to do next year, it's not because I think there's anything wrong with that one. I think it's incredible. It's just I'm feeling finicky. It's a me problem. So that's a me thing. But anyway, just wanted to show you an update and the lack of update since last month. I'm sorry. But in happier news, my other whip, this has been delightful. I've loved this one so much. You guys, I started on Clara and the Nutcracker from Diamond Art Club and the artist Miss Holly, and my gosh, that glare on these dark colors, you're just gonna have to pretend like it's not there. I freaking love this kit, you guys. This is one of their Christmas releases this year. This was a breath of fresh air to start on after two kits that I had things about each of them that I was not enjoying, especially Garden. Coming to this kit next was like pure joy. I love this artwork so much. I feel like if I can hear the difference and feel the difference in how I'm talking about this kit, there's no way that you're missing it either. And that just, it's like, I just lit up when I pulled this out and I'm excited to immediately start working on it after I finish filming this video. But this artwork, I was a little nervous because it has lots of dark colors, but you guys, these dark colors have been so rich and lovely to work on. And the way that they're coming together is stunning. Like this has just been the year of like sleeper hits for me in terms of I've loved working on kits with dark color palettes in a way that really has surprised me. So how I decided to work on this one was to split it into 6 columns in total. I've worked on these 2 columns over here first and then hopped over to do these 2 columns. I was a little bit nervous that the Christmas tree was going to burn me out, but it felt very zen to work on. A lot of confetti, but just like the drill quality is so good. The way the rendering is turning out is amazing. There's no gapping. It was zen and relaxing to work on. I put on some, commentary YouTube channels and just chef's kiss. So good. Technically speaking, as of the last day of November, I had only finished this column. So to the right. So this column here, these 3 sections were December sections, but I'm filming this a couple of days into December. is what it is. I love, there's the little mice. There's a couple in the tree. We have like the back of one sitting on the hobby horse down here. Oops, sorry, I just hit that really hard. There's several other here. We have the blocks that say C and N for Clara the Nutcracker. I'm missing a washi tape border because I actually didn't have one that I thought matched well, and I grabbed one from the Simply Gilded Black Friday sale. It just got delivered today, so I'm going to add that soon. But anyway, these mice are so pretty. This pillow, it looks like it glows like Diamond Art Club and lighting. They know what they're doing. They do such a good job. So I'm so excited about this. I love having saved like our Clara and the Nutcracker for last. Because I split this into 4 rows, I'm probably going to do like the bottom 2 sections, the top 2 sections, and then like save their sections with their faces for last, because that'll be like here. Yeah, I'll probably do that last. I love this piece. So it was fun to start on a holiday piece early. I knew this was a bigger piece, and I really wanted to get to a Miss Holly Christmas or wintry kit this year because I have so many of them in my stash and I love her artwork. This has brought me immense amounts of joy. I love this kit so much. And I'm so sorry to say that at least as of the time of this filming, it's sold out, but you can sign up for back in stock notifications and maybe grab it for next year. Or if you don't mind working on kits out of season, then grab it anyway and just start it like whenever it gets back in stock, like in the spring or summer or something, whenever you want to. But yes, so this is my second of 2 whips and I'm loving it. I love it so much. And then let's talk just briefly about plans that I have for December, the last month of 2025, which forever and always cannot get past how fast these months are going. We're on the last month of the year, which is craziness. So I'm going to finish this kit, hopefully in the next week or less. And then I only have a couple of weeks before I'm going to be out of town. We're traveling for the holidays, and much like last year, I'm probably just going to take a couple of really small kits with me to work on, and we get back on New Year's Eve. And my goal is to like finish the year with like all finished diamond paintings, like have everything done and not be taking any whips into 2026 and just be kind of starting fresh on January 1st. That's my goal. I have a lot of holiday kits in my collection. I am unsure what I'm going to work on, but what I do know is that I feel like I have successfully personally checked off enough on my 2025 goals list, and I feel like I've worked on such a wide variety of different shops this year that I'm really okay with purely working on what I love. Like, what artwork am I obsessed with? What, artists or whatever. I want to just work on whatever kits I purely want to, as opposed to like, I want to work on this one because I want to test out this quality, or I like a nice balance of both on my channel, but November was so heavy on that, like testing things out and reporting back kind of stuff with kits, that I think December, especially with just overall holiday stress and other things going on, I'm okay with December being a month of, I'm going to be indulgent and work on what I want to work on. I have to work on, for my own sake, kits that are extremely low stress for me and are only going to be relaxing to work on. So I have a lot of possibilities in my stash, but definitely going to lean into the wintry and Christmassy ones because I am a seasonal crafter. I like to work on crafts that are of the season. So I also would invite you to stay tuned for a very, very exciting announcement that I'm going to be having out here sooner rather than later, that may or may not have to do with a new event that I'm going to be putting on with a friend. So I'm going to not give any more hints than that, but I'm so excited and cannot wait to share more with you about it. And that is going to be happening. You'll hopefully have plenty of time to plan and everything, but we're actually going to have that info ready for you here before you know it. So I'm excited for that. Stay tuned. And otherwise, December is just going to be reflecting back on 2025. I have some ideas for ways that I'll do my big 2025 year in review video. Last year, I played around with ranking all of my finishes for the year, like from least favorite to most favorite. I don't know if I'm going to do that again this year. I have a couple other ideas percolating as well. So if there's anything you're really wanting to see from me as far as reflections on the year, please feel free to let me know. I'm also going to be going back and looking at the goals that I had set for myself this year, as far as like I had 5 personal goals for diamond painting, as well as 20 kits that I potentially wanted to work on. And I want to go ahead and go through that list with you guys and talk about like, okay, which ones did I get to and which ones didn't I get to, and which goals did I adapt. Like, no, I didn't work on this exact kit, but I didn't because I worked on this other one instead that kind of ticked some of those same boxes. So yeah, just some kind of wrap up year-end type stuff. But I'm looking forward to the next month of wrapping up 2025 with you, and I'm really interested to hear from you on what November looked like for you and any plans you have for December, including things that you want to do to kind of wrap up and tie off the year with a neat little bow. You guys, thank you so much for watching this month in review video. We're not to year in review yet, but I would love for you to subscribe if you want to see more diamond painting videos from me and not miss out on when I do post new videos like my upcoming year in review and all the other fun stuff I have planned for December. I would just love to have you here as part of my community. I also do weekly whip and chats on Monday mornings if you want company while you're crafting, and those are always nice to just catch up and do life together. But you guys, thank you so much again for watching. I hope that you have a very safe and wonderful holiday season if you are celebrating any holidays, and stay safe if you are traveling and all of that. But yes, friends, I hope you're doing very well. Have a day and a week and a holiday season that is as wonderful and bright as you are. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.